Hello everybody, you join me in the forest, Goblin Combe to be exact. Stop trying to control everything. Let go. Let it be and let it go. That's the topic of today's video in the beautiful Goblin Combe forest. Just letting it be and going with the flow and not worrying too much about whatever happens. Being somewhat apathetic but also deeply connected. I also want to touch on healing. I don't know, it's just going to be kind of me in the forest walking around, speaking my mind. Yeah, and I hope that you gain something from it. I hope we can share some moments together. Oh God, we're near cars. Cars, come here. Cars, I better get old Cuzzy Boo on a lead, so peace out. For me, a lot of my healing, I think, comes down to letting go and releasing control, which I guess stems from a fear of the unknown, not trusting that reality has got my back, and living in a fear-based reality, illusion, living under the illusion of fear. What I'm trying to do is kind of reprogram myself to live in a state of trust and be in a state of love, where whatever happens, I know will happen for a reason, and that I just have to trust that. And also, not to take life too seriously. I think we're told from a young age that life is dire and life is cruel. But I believe that life is only as cruel as you make it. Yes, cruel things happen, but it's about your ability to bounce back from those things and how resilient you are. Because ultimately you can't change the things that happen to you. You can only change yourself after those things. I think for me, I've got to keep it light in my life. Because if I don't, that fear-based mentality kicks in, and it's either one or the other. I'm either scared of everything, or I'm in a state where everything is beautiful. Even recording right now, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I need to think of the shots, and let me record that, and let me record this. Oh God, will I have enough, and will I have enough footage, and this and that. But in reality, whenever you do that, you never create to the best of your ability. It's the same when I'm trying to make a song. If I overthink it and think, right, it needs to be this amount of time because most songs in this genre are this amount of time, it always comes across as contrived. The best thing to do is just to act when you feel inspired, and then work with what you've got, because ultimately that came from a place of truth. It came from a place of sincerity. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, it's going to be valid. Again, it all ties into the control thing. I have issues with controlling everything. I hope that in speaking about my issues, you can maybe relate and find solace in it, and maybe together we can figure it out. We can figure it out together, because life is hard. Life is hard, and ultimately, if we're not in it together, we're not in it all. I love getting lost in the woods because you don't know where you are, you don't know where you're going, and there's freedom in that. Freedom of the daily kind of grind and constantly knowing where we are and knowing where we have to go and being told where we are and being told where we have to go. And getting lost in nature just takes you out of all that. It allows you to just be as we are. Much like the trees, who just exist without a care in the world, but all the cares in the world. They don't compete, they don't compare, they just grow as they should. I think we should take a leaf out of the tree's book, excuse the pun. That was quick. Edit that out. No, don't edit that out, keep that in, that was good. Just edit out the bit where I said it was quick. Anyways, yeah. I think these first couple of videos that I make on this channel are going to be me, in many ways, getting to know myself. While nobody's watching, this is a space for me to get to know myself, because since doing this and recording myself, I've realised, damn, I am so ill at ease with myself. Because I used to be terrified of the camera, because I guess I was ultimately terrified of myself. So through doing this, I'm being forced to look at myself, metaphorically and literally. And yeah, it's bringing up a lot of stuff. So if anybody does come across this, just roll with it. It's going to be messy. It's not going to have much structure because my mind is messy and doesn't have much structure. But I'm hoping that in recording these videos, I'll learn structure and I'll learn some kind of format in myself and in these videos. The funny topic is perception. Perception in the sense that each individual being experiences a subjective reality. Now, a lot of people would argue that there's an objective reality, but I ask the question, who defines that objective reality? Humans? Is it humans? And why is it humans? Because we're the most intelligent species on this planet, sure, but imagine if there was an alien that was a little bit more intelligent than us. Imagine what they could perceive. If you take, I don't know, a cat. Take a cat. They're perceiving a whole other world to us. But because we're more intelligent and we can articulate our thoughts, we say the reality that we experience is objective. But what if there was an alien who was more intelligent than us? Would their reality be the objective reality? And where does it end? Because there might be a creature that's more, an alien species that's more intelligent than them. So objective reality in many ways is a paradox. And it makes me think that the only thing that exists is our subjective experience, because an ant is living in a whole other world to a human being. It's not even comparable. And if you take individual human beings and think with this logic, then every single human being is experiencing a different reality based off of their subjective beliefs and experiences, which are ultimately defined by the trauma that they experience or the experiences that they have growing up that teach them about the world. I also find it funny to think that every single human being you walk past has a different perception of you in their mind. Every single person. So in many ways, you can't please everybody. Because everybody, even when people who walk past you in the street, for that fleeting moment, they will perceive you in some kind of way. You can't not perceive things. You have to perceive everything that you witness. So for me, as someone who tries really hard to come across well to people, ultimately there's so many different people perceiving you. All you can do is just be yourself. Sun's come out. Yay! Woo! Cool. Yee-hoy! Aye aye, Captain. It's kind of mad that Bristol has an airport. Bristol Airport is literally a mile away from this. Just like the most rugged forest. That's why I love Bristol. It's so connected to nature, so connected to the helicopter as well. It's so it's so close to just natural beauty, and the city itself is kind of like, feels like it's almost incorporated that. Yeah, love you, Bristol. Okay, we found ourselves back on the beaten path. That was nice. I feel it's that guy who said that one thing. I can't remember the quote. I'm not good with reciting quotes, but you've got to go deep into the forest to lose your mind and find your soul. And I feel like that's what happens every time I go in the forest. I purposely go in, not knowing where I'm going. And I always ultimately find my way back onto the path that I'm meant to, the path that I'm meant to be on. So don't be afraid to lose yourself, because sometimes you need to lose yourself to find the true you. Peace out, everybody. Peace out. Woo!